There's a lot to talk about in this one, guys. We're going to be discussing the Dust Devils WARBOND. I was excited about the AR. I was excited about the fact that we have 3 stratagems in this WARBOND. A lot of the times, the primary weapons in WARBONDs aren't really the greatest, and they do not shake up your builds as much. However, if a stratagem ends up being decent or above decent, it really does shake up your loadouts, the builds, the meta, everything, and it makes the game just more fun. And that is precisely what is happening with this WARBOND. So let's start off with the AR, which is going to be the Coyote, and let's discuss this one, and then we're going to obviously break down all of these stratagems as well. Guys, congratulations. After a long waiting period, we have finally gotten an AR that is actually good. This AR is a solid weapon that is going to serve you on any front, and the fact that it deals 75 damage, it's medium armor pen, and it has incendiary ammo is almost like a dream come true. Does that mean that this weapon is broken? Does that mean that this weapon is overpowered and you should never use anything else? Definitely not. And this really does prove one of the points that I've been bringing up all this time, and that is, even if you give some of these ARs a little bit, show them a little bit more love, they're not going to be overpowered. This is a perfect example for that. They gave it incendiary ammo. And I'm telling you right now, the devs were probably worried. They were like, oh my God, this is going to be broken. It's not broken. It's just a very solid AR. It's finally an assault rifle that actually feels like an assault rifle. Yes, it took us a very long time to get a weapon like this, but at least it's here. And I really hope that moving forward, we will try to take this as an example and not balance everything off of the base Liberator as it's usually done. Because guys, this weapon is fun. It's effective, fun, it's balanced, yet like really cool to use. And all of those things is what makes a perfect item for the game, for everybody to enjoy. If you're like on higher difficulty, you can build craft around it. If you're on the lower difficulties, you're gonna love this weapon. And not just because of the damage and the incendiary ammo, which by the way, incendiary ammo on the AR is awesome. It makes it much easier to take out targets, like even the Baltine, right? Like you can put them on fire and burn them down. It's just effective, and it just makes even some of the most annoying enemies become easier. For example, the Shriekers, right? Another cool thing about this AR is that I found it to be effective against all factions. It has medium pen and fire, which means that against the bots, it's pretty fun. It's very nice against the Illuminates and the bugs. It's a great AR to have, and I'm very, very happy that it is finally in the game. A good working AR. But that's not the only thing I like about it. I like the design. I like the sound, and the truth is, we got to give credit where credit is due. This is literally the first good AR you guys have added to the game, and thank you for that. Now let's move on to the stratagems, and the first one I want to talk about, because I can't wait, is the spear gun. Okay, so the spear gun was something that I was very excited about when I first used it, and I was like, dude, I really hope this is going to be good. And obviously I jumped in with the bugs first, but keep in mind, this thing is actually pretty good against the bots as well, and has its value against the Illuminus. Like real quick, for example, like you can one-shot the Hulk to the eye, which is pretty cool. And you can stagger flash mobs. Like you can't really do that on the Illuminate side with many tools, or if any, right? And the spear gun does that, and it staggers the hell out of them too. And not only does it like stagger and deal damage, but the fact that it creates the gas cloud is awesome, bro. And once again, I was worried about this one. I was like, please be good. I really want to like this. I want to switch up my loadouts and whatnot. And I am going to be putting some cool stuff together for you guys, so stay tuned for that. Do I think that the spear gun is one of the best support weapons in the game? I'm not going to tell you that it's like SS tier or something crazy, but I do believe it's A tier, especially against the bugs. So 2 items already out of 4, and we're going to discuss the other 2 here in a second. 2 items are already very solid, guys. Now let's move on to the silo. Okay, the silo is actually pretty solid. The cooldown on it is decent. I don't think it's like, I think it's in an okay spot. I wish it was lower. Is this gonna be a blue stratagem that I'm gonna be picking up all the time? Personally, for me, no, because I like support weapons that I can use frequently and dominate the battlefield, right? And this is not one of them. This is one of those tools that I can, slap on, hit something crazy on the bot side or on the box side, Illuminate side, doesn't really matter. It's not going to be as effective as the Illuminate side because there's not many crazy targets like we have on the bot side and on the bug side. But that said, it can be still utilized, right? Now, the cool thing is once you call the silo down, cooldown, which I do wish was a little bit lower in my personal opinion because it is a blue stratagem. So, you know, that's a very important slot. Once you call it in, you're going to pick up the silo remote, which is how you're going to be targeting wherever you want to. So for example, if I wanted to target here, I literally just aim down sights, press the button, it flies in, deals damage, boom, all good, right? Now the thing here is it's essentially taking up a blue weapon slot as well. So for example, if I switch to my primary weapon, it will put it on my back, right? Like a support weapon. Now the thing is, if I pick up Stalwart, it will drop it, right? Another thing is the enemies can destroy it pretty easily. So once you drop it, if you don't use it right away, especially on the bug side, that is, which is currently, you know, where the craziness is going on. Yeah, it's pretty tough to keep alive. Obviously, they're going to go for it. Apart from that, yeah, it's actually pretty cool. However, once again, this is not going to be a tool that I'm going to be picking up all the time. Do I think it is a bad support stratagem? Absolutely not. I think it has its value. I think it is a very fun tool to use, but personally, not my game style. But we've seen way worse stratagems added to warbonds. For example, the flag. You know, that really happened. We have a blue stratagem that is a flag that is literally a melee weapon, like essentially any other melee weapon. But at least like melee weapons used to do damage to charges, but they don't even do that now. So you have a blue stratagem that you just, yay, democracy, and that. Anyway, you get the point. No, it's not one of those. It is pretty useful. You can put it into different builds and it's gonna get the job done, right? And I'm not saying you shouldn't wave the democracy flag and enjoy your role-playing moments. Absolutely, please be free to do that. But when it comes to performance, the flag is absolute ass cheeks, okay? Now, let's move on to the Napalm Expendable. This is a really fun tool when it comes to fire and, you know, napalm and whatnot. And if you do enjoy that kind of playstyle and you enjoy fire, which you guys know I absolutely do, you are going to enjoy this one a lot. That said, we got to discuss it from the perspective of effectiveness on the higher difficulties. And when it comes to that, I feel like it will be in a spot where it doesn't do anything that good compared to some of the other tools that could do the same thing but better. For example, the normal expendables I feel like are way more effective when it comes to taking out targets with one hit, such as the stronger targets, right? And that makes sense. Obviously, it's a direct hit and a direct explosion as a rocket. This one is completely different. But if you're looking at it from the perspective of at clear or from the perspective of spreading fire and napalm and whatnot, there's also better tools. Simply, even if you look at some of the grenades, in my opinion, and they don't have a cooldown, they're much easy to resupply. But once again, it's not in a spot where I would never use it. I would pick it up, but I would pick it up just to have fun. And now let's talk about the grenade. The grenade, man, I keep saying this, I know, for the last few warbonds, but it's kind of true, man. Like, so this thing is 300 damage. It is a light pen. It is explosive. Penetration is 3, and then auto radius 10, fuse time 2.4 seconds. Grenades are in a tough spot. The grenades need to be really strong in order to compete right now. But at the same time, if I'm playing against the bugs, I'm not putting away my gas nades. If I'm playing against the bots, I'm not putting away my pyros and my thermites. And against the Illuminates, this is where you can more use this, because the Illuminates don't really have these specific kind of enemies that can be dominated with the said grenades. I mean, you can use gas, right? And you can use thermites, but you don't really necessarily need those for them. Like, fire is very effective. So for example, you can use the napalm grenades or the fire grenades in general, or the explosive, whatever. It just works. Okay, about the armor. So we got the Desert Stormer, provides 40% resistance to fire, gas, acid, and electrical damage, increases throwing range by 20%. And you guys know how I always say that most of the time I don't even talk about the armors in these warbonds, and you guys were like, Pip, can we hear your thoughts? So we're gonna start doing that moving forward when we break down warbonds. But this is the reason why, bro. Like, this perk isn't something that you're gonna be running, most of the time. I mean, if you want to use it, go ahead and do that. It's also heavy armor. Do I think it's a great perk? Do I think it's something that you're going to be running because of this perk? Please keep in mind, I'm talking about maximum difficulty performance. Definitely not. But the drip is there, okay? It looks good. The armor actually looks good. It's once again one of those cases where the armor looks way better than it performs. Let's find the helmet as well. I believe this is the helmet right here. But yeah, it looks cool. It really does. Overall thoughts about the WARBOND. I think it's a pretty solid WARBOND. Now, compare it, for example, to the Halo. Compare it to the, the Flag WARBOND. All of those WARBONDs were not to this level. They really weren't. Like, you have the drip, if that's what you like. Then you have literally the best AR in the game for this WARBOND. And for a lot of people, that alone would make this WARBOND worth it. Spear feels so good. As I said, like, it destroys Hulks in one shot. It fully staggers, for example, the flash mobs. It staggers Bile Titans. Like, it's fun to use. It's also very unique. It closes down bug holes. There's just a bunch of things that the spear does right, and it looks visually appealing as well. Silo is pretty decent. The napalm expendables can definitely make use of, even though it's not my personal playstyle. That apart from the grenade, which is absolute ass cheeks, all of the rest is pretty good, man. So yeah, I wouldn't say that this is one of the first WARBONDs you should pick up, honestly, because there's definitely better ones. And if you haven't seen the list of the top ones I think everybody should pick up, the videos on the channel, we go over the top 5 best WARBONDs. If you have some of the most important ones, you can freely pick this one up over the Halo and the Flag. If you guys did enjoy this video, and only if you did, slap a like, sub to the channel. As always, thank you for all the love and support. Stay positive, stay disciplined, and I'll see you all on the next one.